Well, it's a pleasure to talk to you. You've actually done some stuff for us on Long Island a few times, Duff. You did a book signing for our radio station well over a decade ago in
That
Huntington at a
was, yeah,
place,
like 2011.
the
I
book
went to
review.
the bookstore, book review, was it?
Yeah.
Awesome bookstore.
Yeah.
Amazing bookstore.
And I got a signed copy. I wasn't there, but the other people from the station were. So thank you for that. But
Cool.
it's awesome, man, to hear that you guys are coming out with new music. But before we start about that, I wanted to ask, how was everything the other night at the Grammys? That's pretty cool to go on stage and do that for Ozzy. Was there any like nerves? Because not only is it televised live, but you also got Sharon and the rest of Ozzy's family there. So was there any trepidation with nerves for you, or is this like old hat by now?
Yeah, so Sharon and Jack, they came down to rehearsal a couple days before. We rehearsed for like 5 days before just to make sure we had it. We'd played War Pigs, Slash and I and Andrew and Chad
Okay.
a bunch of times before. So we had it, and the four of us have, especially Chad and Andrew and I, had played on the last two Ozzy records and wrote a bunch of music for him. So we
Yeah.
were up and around it, you know. Um, and Sharon coming, it was post Malone's first rehearsal with us,
Oh,
and
wow.
Sharon was there, like, and he sang the first pass, and I said, "Great job, man! It sounds great." And he's like,
Yeah.
"I'm so nervous because Sharon is standing 10 feet in front of me, just looking at me." But
Sure.
Sharon loved it, and um, so no trepidation there. It was just, the thing is doing honor to
Yeah.
Ozzy and Sabbath and to our lineage of heavy rock,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
and throwing down. You want to make sure like we have good amps,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? Like we have good sounds coming off the stage. That's number one. Good drum sound, a great drummer.
I like how
So
they kept it too towards like the end of the show because a lot of people have said, the Grammys aren't about rock and it's about pop music and other sorts of genres. But I think that kind of proves that rock, despite what a lot of people say, rock ain't dead, and that was like people were waiting for that moment and you guys totally crushed it.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not that it means for me, but I think you crushed it anyway. So there you go.
Well, felt good. I think we did we had, like I said, right group of musicians to do
Yeah.
the thing. And everybody had Ozzy, right there in the center of their chest when we did it. And
Yeah.
that was important. And so nerves kind of go away once that siren goes,
Yeah. Yeah.
nerves go away. It's
Absolutely.
time to throw down. Yeah.
Um, so your bandmate who was with you that night, Slash, he's been quoted in the publications recently saying that Atlas and Nothing or the final pieces, I guess, of the Chinese Democracy era songs, and now you guys are focusing on some new music. So I guess, with the track record that there was between the spaghetti incident to Chinese Democracy, is this going to be a foreseeable timetable or a not in this lifetime timetable?
Right, right. No, no, I'm certainly hoping it's gonna, go down sooner than later, and I
Yeah,
think it will. The mood in the band is great, and
good.
like better than it maybe has ever been.
Mhm.
We're grown humans, and we communicate things like
Which
that.
is
And
important. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. So no, I think sooner than later. There's a really good energy happening towards that. I think
good.
there's one more song from that group. We might put it like all of these songs. It was kind of cool to do it. It's a
Mhm.
modern era,
Yeah,
like we had so many legs of so many tours to
yeah,
do. We've toured solidly for over 10 years now, solidly, like
yeah,
just gone.
yeah,
So
yeah,
putting out a couple songs before a huge leg is kind of cool.
yeah.
We had so many legs we knew in front of us. Like, okay, we could put it all out on one record, but that would come and go. Records come and go so quickly now that it was cool to string it out, I think.
No,
Um,
it's been doing great for us here. A lot of people have been saying that they love it. They like the feel of it. They say it's got that classic Guns N' Roses sound, but even like more modern, in a
yeah,
way,
I
which it
think
does.
I think nothing. It's just a really cool, like
That's the
almost
song.
R&B song.
Yeah,
You
especially
know
at the
what I mean?
beginning with that little keyboard play. It almost sounds like a
Yeah,
Hammond B3 organ,
yeah, right.
which is awesome. And you said, you've been touring together for 10 years. Is it crazy to think like, it was 10 years ago when you guys announced that you were coming back? Because Richard was doing He was doing something with the band the Dead Daisies, and
Of course.
he had been up the summer prior. So this was like the summer of 2015, and
Okay.
he'd still been with Guns at the time. And I think somebody asked him when he was here, anything going to happen next year? And all he said was, "Yeah, just keep your ears open for a lot of Guns N' Roses next year." That's all he said. And then boom, it happened, and it's
Right.
been over 10 years now. Is it gone like that, or is it something that still feels like it happened? That's still waiting to happen.
It's a great question. No, it feels, the first few shows were, and we played the Troubadour, our old stomping ground.
Sure.
We played
Now,
on
Did Dice put this together? Because I'm friends with Dice, and he says that he helped you put that together.
well, he was definitely a proponent,
Yeah.
Dice Man, the comic, if you guys
Yes, the Dice,
want,
Andrew Dice Clay. Yeah.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Great guy.
He's always been a proponent of this band since when did he first, late 80s, right? Is
Yeah.
when we
Yeah.
first met him. And so for sure, I don't know if he put it together, but he sure did. He was always like texting, "Come on, man."
That's what he would say. He was always texting you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the first show at the Troubadour, and Axel broke his foot.
That's
That first,
right.
like third song three. So
And
it's like, oh,
wasn't that the same throne that he wound up letting Dave Grohl borrow when he broke his?
no, Dave, other way around.
Oh, it was
Dave
the
had
other way
broke his,
around. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So Dave loaned him the throne. So the first bunch of shows where he was sitting down, and to sing that stuff sitting down, I
Yeah.
gained a whole new respect for him because
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah. Of
Um,
course.
and but it's been since then. We got over those first nerves and those first few shows, and then it's really cool to see like our fans, like say my age or
Yeah.
maybe a little few years older, whatever that initial first fan group was,
Hmm.
and now they had brought their kids,
Yeah.
and those kids have brought their kids. So I mean, and this is all over the world, not just America.
Sure.
We play everywhere. We play Africa, Middle East, India, all over Asia, South America. Forget about it,
Hmm.
and Europe, of course, Iceland. Like we go.
Is there a
And
place you haven't played yet that you're going to play this tour?
I can't mention there is a place we're going to play.
Okay.
We can revisit that when I can mention it. But yeah,
Well,
it's in Asia. It's in
okay.
Asia. Yeah.
Well, you are going
Um,
to be coming to our area, coming back to MetLife Stadium, where
we
I
are indeed.
first saw you on the 2016 tour. That was the first time I ever got the chance to see Guns N' Roses. And I think Lenny Kravitz opened up. You have Public Enemy opening up, which is going to
Yeah.
be awesome. I know
Awesome.
we're quoted on time here, so I want to ask you one final question before we
Yeah.
go. You mentioned that you guys are communicating earlier in the interview and everything, and that's important. If you right now, because it's been a total 180 from young Duff to the Duff that's sitting here in front of me right now, and I don't know if you've been asked this question, but if you could go right now to the height of the Appetite era to your younger self, would you say stay on the course and don't change anything, or would you say maybe lay off of this?
That's a great question. I do have that internal dialogue sometimes. Like, was it supposed to go the way it went? And
Yeah.
to me, going into ICU with a blown up pancreas and all that
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
maybe, because I learned so much from all of that. I can't believe I wrote a book about it because I can't believe I went that far.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
wasn't the plan when I was a young teenage musician to
Mhm.
become a drug addict and alcoholic. It just wasn't part of my plan.
Well, thank you
Uh,
so much, Duff. I know we're going to get
cool.
going, but
Cheers.
I appreciate you, and we'll see you in April, in August.
Right on. Thanks, man. Thanks,
Take
Ralph.
care, buddy.